So it would appear that the White House is moving to enforce NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, on practically all government workers, all federal workers, which is, it's a bit concerning to say the least. So, by the way, so much for transparency and being the most transparent admin of all time. But things like this make you think, like, damn, like, what the heck are you planning? What are you doing? Like, what is going on within the Trump admin that they don't want anyone to speak about? Um, and we'll talk a little bit more after we cover that story, but like, it really makes you wonder. It's like, why are they so tight-lipped about so many things? Because this isn't the only example of them trying to put a cap on information that's coming out of this admin. Anyways, from The Guardian, White House proposes NDAs for federal workers to crack down on leaks to journalists. The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, the Human Resources Office for the U.S. government, released a draft non-disclosure agreement designed for federal agencies to use with new and existing employees. Under the draft agreement, the administration could pursue civil and criminal penalties against employees who violate it. The U.S. government would be entitled to all royalties that employees receive from disclosing information that violates the agreement, according to the draft. The move is rooted in concerns that unauthorized disclosures of sensitive government information are disrupting agency operations and eroding trust across government, and OPM spokesperson McLaurin Pinover said in an email to Reuters. So you're worried about like information coming out and people, like, it's eroding trust, like, but holding on to information and not letting any information get out, or only specifically curated information to get out, that's your way of regaining trust with the public? Okay. Sure. Former government employees would need written permission from an authorized agency official to speak to journalists about information the Trump administration deems confidential after leaving their jobs, according to the draft. Former employees who violate that rule could be subject to civil and criminal penalties. That's crazy. So if you're a former government employee, you can't even like give comments to the media of like what it was like working there, what led to your departure, like what the environment was like leading up to your departure, or just, you're not allowed to talk about it unless you get permission. Does this sound like a free republic, a free democracy to you? Freedom of speech and stuff like that. Does this seem very free to you? Anyways, federal law prohibits government retaliation against federal workers who disclose fraud, abuse, and misconduct in their workplaces to internal government watchdogs and Congress. Congress isn't existent anymore, and government watchdogs, I think Trump is, like, if we're talking about like the oh my God, what are they called? Like what are they, inspector generals or something of like each department that's supposed to like take these complaints? Like, didn't he fire all of them? Anyways, the NDA would not apply to those disclosures, according to the draft agreement. Since taking office for the second time, Trump has waged an aggressive campaign against news outlets and media figures he sees as too critical of him. He has filed lawsuits against journalists. His administration banned the Associated Press from the White House press pool and restricted reporters' access to the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. military, among other moves. Last year, the Pentagon reportedly planned to use NDAs and polygraph tests to stop leaks at the press and internal dissent. What the heck? It also enacted a new media policy in September that required reporters to sign a pledge to only report information that has been officially released. Like, it's the reporter's job to release like this information, like, most of the time. Like, I mean, I knew about that. It's just, crazy to be reminded of it. It is a part of the same broader effort to weaken federal employee unions, which often serve as the eyes and ears of accountability within government agencies, Linkart said. Despite the push to force federal workers to sign NDAs, federal workers still have protected rights. Do they? Because Trump went very hard at the beginning of his second term of stripping away like federal workers' rights. Like, he did massive union busting for federal unions. And like, he was able to fire so many people essentially at will, despite them, like, their funding for these positions and departments were approved and already allocated by Congress. So like, I mean, Are federal workers still, so like, are they supposed to have protected rights? Absolutely. But like in practice, does those protected rights matter anymore? Not really, because like the Trump administration just doesn't care, and then no one holds them responsible. The media doesn't hold, even the media doesn't hold them responsible. NDAs do not supersede federal law or the Constitution. Federal employees retain protected rights to communicate with Congress, inspectors general, and in many circumstances, the press regarding government misconduct and matters related to their employment, said Lenkhart. Agreements intended to suppress lawful disclosures or shield wrongdoing serve no legitimate governmental purpose and are legally suspect. The proposed NDA is another attempt by the administration to purge civil service of nonpartisan career employees and replace them with loyalists who won't speak out against waste, fraud, and abuse, Kelly said. Federal employees do not surrender their First Amendment rights when they accept federal employment, and the public has a right to know about this administration's abuses. Yeah, like absolutely. It's like a no-brainer. So again, like as we just covered, this isn't the first step that the White House took steps to limit what comes out from our government. Of course, you had the rule with the reporters at the Pentagon, and you have the threat of Trump like just suing you because you say something he doesn't like. Yeah, like, and they also like changed up I don't know if this was for the Pentagon only or the White House like press correspondence in general, but they had it so they like kicked a bunch of outlets out, and now they have like rotating outlets come in during different time periods, or like it's super weird, and it was a way for them to funnel in like a bunch of like regime propagandist media outlets to be front and center to limit like any critical questions or real journalism taking place. But hey, what else would I expect from a fascist administration that's disappearing people, going after political enemies, and committing war crimes on a daily basis? Of course, they don't want that stuff to come out, all right? Like, especially with what's going on in ICE. You have like 13 people that are completely missing. It's probably even more. You have talks of like crematoriums being built all over. Like, it's doesn't make me feel that good. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.